Hello, people. It's a beautiful day here in the studio, and you're welcome to another explosive edition on News Trend. And you know how we do it. We bring you news in and around the country, controversial and not, and we bring you updates on some of the news that we have told you previously. And of course, you know I don't do this alone. I have my special guest and co-host in the house. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, so today we are going to be talking about Mohbad again. I know that, you must be thinking that Mohbad again, Mohbad again. Yes, we'll keep talking and bringing you updates till this, what will I call it, till this series is over. Because
Can it ever be over?
I wonder, because it's seeming like a series now. We are now in season, I don't know. It's so unfortunate. This young man died in September 2023 and it's still yet to be buried. And there's been a lot of controversies and all. And it seems, funny enough, it's like it's his family that are the main characters in this movie, And, it keeps unfolding. New things keep unfolding every day, shocking news, revelations. And just recently, we saw that his wife, Omowumi Cynthia Aloba, came out. She's been silent all this while. But all of a sudden, over the last week, she gave not less than 3 interviews. She was just everywhere talking. And, some people are wondering that, okay, why now? Why are you talking now? You've been silent all this while. Although in one of the interviews, she said that, she's fighting for her life now. So it's better is either she talks or she dies in silence. Well, which seems valid. But there's also been some people, talking about our interview, bringing their response and saying, oh, one of our husband's friend said, she's not completely honest in those interviews. She left out some details. The father-in-law too said that she's lying about some things that she said in the video. And it's also, it's sad, really. I think that's the word that I can say. It's really sad. What's your opinion on all this, sir?
Well, it's shameful.
That's another word.
Some have pointed out that 2 years after, Mohbad's corpse is yet to be
in the ground,
laid to rest. Whatever the issues involved, especially considering the way we live in Nigeria, our cultural practices, our norms, our religions, that Mohbad is still yet to be buried. It's also shameful that in all of this, the 3 major characters involved, that is Mohbad's father, his mother, and his wife, they have not conducted themselves creditably well. Properly. It's a shame, huge shame. And it's also a shame that at the center of this all appears to be the property that Mohbad left behind. Because this is beginning to look like a fight for whatever Mohbad left behind. Right from the onset, it appeared so, but even more so now, it appears much more so. And if indeed this is all about what the young man left behind, then it's a bigger shame to all of them. Because that is completely against our tradition. It's completely against our religious practice. And it's completely against morality, whichever way you look at it, especially for the father.
For the father. If they're even going to fight, at least lay him to rest. Let him
even
rest.
Even if they lay him to rest, I'm still saying it is a shame.
It is.
That the wife, the mother, and the father are involved in all of this. In the case of the mother, it's not so pronounced.
Yes, because she has been silent. So
She has been silent. But for the father, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. That he will go to that extent and show the whole world that the essence, the major reason for this battle of keeping this young man unburied is what he left behind. It's a shame.
in one of her interviews, now talking about Omowumi, she even said that, her son, because now it seems, the son is supposed to be the heir to the property and all. But now that the father is fighting, tooth and nail, that's what I'm going to call it, for this property, she said that during his burial, then the first burial, that the son was almost kidnapped, from her, that they had to carry him out in a carrier bag, a nylon carrier bag, so that, he won't be kidnapped, that the father-in-law wanted to kidnap the son and all that, and we can even see the father-in-law, we even see that he's wearing his son's clothes. We see that he's trying to revive his music career. I don't know if he's revivable. Just the other day I saw him rapping. And I'm wondering, like, this man, should he even be doing this?
The man is just plain shameless.
Honestly, should you be doing this?
He has not displayed the character, the what they call the Omoluabi character.
Exactly.
The Omoluabi in him as a Yoruba man. He has not.
Exactly.
He has not. It's a huge shame. And sometimes I wonder when he speaks, if he ever goes back to think about what he has said. For instance, look at the interview that Wunmi granted when he was replying to it. He was saying that, or he said that, he was shocked when they told him that all his son's property, they were bought in the name of the son.
Of the son. Why would you say
what is your problem with that? And his conclusion was that if he, as Mohbad's father, did not buy property in Mohbad's name, then his son could not have done that. What kind of logic is that? What kind of analogy is that?
Wow.
Sometimes I get pissed off reading some of these things. But, as a newsman, you must consume every available information that is in the public space. Now, that goes to show that what we said earlier and the conclusion reached by people, that is only after
yes,
what you could get from the son's death, which you also has said a few times, in both words and action.
In action.
Because I don't think that any sane person, especially from this part of the world, will wake up one day and be boasting that he's wearing his late son's.
I don't think he has had time to mourn the young man.
No, he has not mourned. He has just been looking for what he can grab. That's what I can see. He has just been looking for what he can grab. How do you... And your son is dead. And the next thing is you are taking his clothes to wear. You are fighting to inherit this, inherit that, and you are justifying it. You are justifying it.
That's just he's justifying it.
It's shameful. I can't just even understand. Let's even assume that Wunmi is doing it. It's understandable that she's fighting to secure her future.
And her son's future.
And that of her son. And you can imagine, even the father saying that, even if the DNA proves that, the DNA test should prove that Liam is still going to sue Wunmi for that.
So what does that mean? For
exposing the son to this and that and all of that. It doesn't make sense.
She also said that he's been asking her to bring the son. If they say the property is in the son's name and then the son is with him, so definitely maybe as custodian or something, because I don't know why she said he's been fighting her as well to bring the son under his custody.
Well, they have to sort that out in the courts. But what I know from my little knowledge is that the position of the court in giving custody of a child to anybody is usually first between both parents. I want to go my way, you want to go your way. Who goes with the child? Once the child is a minor, the minor stays with the mom. That's what the court has been doing. Because that's what the law says. This boy is a minor. You can't take him in. If it's somebody who has the capacity to think. I'm still talking about having the capacity to have shame and having the capacity to think. Even if he's an illiterate who doesn't know how to read.
Exactly. It doesn't mean you shouldn't have sense.
It doesn't mean you shouldn't have what we call common sense and native intelligence. You should know, as a minor, even if you take Wumi to court, the court is going to rule in her favor. That boy is a minor, and you can't take him in. You can fight for custody of a child who is maybe 10, 12, 15. Yes, you can begin to battle for that, but not a 4-year-old. It's a shame. What is happening?
Come to think of it, would you say that Mohbad probably, had some form of foresight or something? Because, why was he buying properties in his son's name, really?
Let's leave them to go and sort that out. The fact that he was said to have bought all in his name, for me,
it's not possible.
It's also questionable.
True that.
He can't wake up one day and say, I want to buy a Jeep, an SUV.
And then go and put his son's name.
That also doesn't make sense. So they do forensic probe now and audit. All of those papers that they are bringing forward will be subjected to those things. But like I said, in this part of the world, any parent who has any form of shame and the child dies, you don't go and put yourself in the forefront to struggle for the property.
But
it's never done. We've seen it
but
in some culture.
Exactly. I'm going to say that in some culture, you know that's...
I'm going to go to that. But you see that even in in that culture that we are talking about, those who are in the forefront of that battle are usually not the parents. They are the other siblings. Go and check it out. And I'm saying this with a lot of authority because we've covered such cases. And it is usually from the family of the man.
Definitely.
That they will come. You will see that they are not the parents. It's not the parents that will run to court. It's not the parents that will show up in the boy's house, in the man's house, and begin to say, your wife, you must leave because this is our son's property. It's usually the siblings. Most times, 95%. But from the southwest, where Mohbad hails, and where I believe the father also hails from, because sometimes we need to be sure. We've had discussions around one of our former presidents, where some people said, yes, you are from the southwest, but we have traced your roots to the southeast. That's where you come from. So let it not be that. We also need to trace this route to somewhere else, because the way it's carrying on does not show the true nature of the Yoruba, the Omoluabi in us. And it does not even give him out again as a man who is spiritually inclined. So those who are attending his church, I wonder what they are learning.
I wonder what he's preaching.
from there. Because you just see some people get on the pulpit and you can't even understand them. I mean, I can't believe some of the things I hear and read. I'm not saying Wumi is holy. She has said the whole truth. But on that score, he has failed completely. If he's trying to get the paternity dispute resolved, it's fine that you want it resolved. Don't let them bring, like our people will say, oh, we've disputed it, a bastard child into your, because there is no bastard child. Some people, two people met and gave birth to that child. So you can't say, but you don't want them to bring that child into your home. It's fine. But you should not use that as a basis for wanting to collect whatever your son had while he was alive from the wife. Because where we first started from was the fact that Mohbad never married women. Now we've gone past that stage.
Exactly.
Mohbad actually married.
That. He actually married her.
Married her legally. The fact that he didn't involve you does not nullify
the marriage.
A wedding that was legally contracted. It doesn't. We've gone past that. Now you are saying you don't believe it that he bought those things in his son's name. I also can't make a pronouncement on that. But it is the morality behind saying that we are talking about. You want to grab what your son left behind. And which you're already doing anyway. You want to grab it. Why? So let the issues be resolved one after the other. Wunmi has said, I'm ready.
Yes, she said she's ready
for the DNA
test. That he's the one that is stalling.
The man is saying he wants this particular, he wants that. Let's go anywhere. You will be there. Government appointees will be there, including the police, which is investigating. Now you are stalling. You don't want that again. Because maybe he has seen that boy belongs to Mohbad. And then you are still saying, yes, even if they confirm, you are still going to take Wunmi to court over the way they've been treating the boy, and all this. I mean, it's a big shame to him. What I expect now is for the police that is investigating to compel everybody to show up for this one DNA. Even the courts can issue that order. The court has the capacity to say so. Go for this DNA. It's a must. They've done it in the past. There is an ongoing case in court now where a former minister said he doesn't own a child. He wasn't the father of the child. And this young woman said, no, you are. They said the former minister should go and have a DNA test. He refused to go. The police invited him. According to his own affidavit now, when he got to the force headquarters in Abuja, they told him, the DNA people are here. He said, no, we will not do the DNA. And they said, it's fine, no problem. Just go and sit in the cell. That night, he acceded to the DNA. Because he knew it was just going to be kept there. I'm not saying that's the right way to go about it. But when we need to do certain things, we should do it and let it be over with. You might have committed a blunder. I'm talking about the minister now. But you can't just with word of mouth wish it away.
Exactly.
You can't.
Denying it.
You can't deny it based on that. So when certain things happen, what you actually need to do is to allow the process to take its course. You don't need to make it look like whatever you say is the law. It's not. The law is the law. The court is saying DNA to resolve paternity dispute. You are saying no. You already know. The boy does not look like anybody in your family. We told you that.
What does that mean?
We've had scientists also who have proven that there are times even the DNA, the gene, fails when you have that it's about 1 in how many millions that it happens. The child does not have the gene of any of the parents.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
We
can look for that video and replay it to our audience so that they can also watch it.
Yes, I've heard the case
scientifically
before,
proven.
Yes.
None of them, because of the way the conception was done.
Yes, and because of something from the mother's side, especially.
But now we're even saying we even want to see if this one is from your family.
But this one is even obvious that it's from your family. So I don't
let's look at the face. Let us pretend like we always argue in this part of the country, in Yoruba land especially, that it is the person carrying the pregnancy sleeps with that the child looks like. Let's leave that out.
Where do you put DNA?
So you can see now, they say if you go and get pregnant somewhere and then you start living with another man, the child will look like the new man you are sleeping with. I don't know where we
on a humorous side. That's why some people, I remember then when Abiola when Abiola died,
yes.
Nobody asked for DNA, because when you see
yes.
when you see Abiola child, you know that this one
with the air, you will know.
No need for
that's what they told us.
No need for DNA.
But what of if I now go and use a plier to pull the child's hair to be longer?
It's not here.
So, but seriously, we need to, at some point, compel all the parties in this.
I think the case is now a government case, a federal government. So they should bring them.
It's a government case. Yes, it's a police case. It's everywhere.
Exactly. So they shouldn't allow them to be doing all these
different directions.
Yes.
And I think it is time, really,
it's time
for the judge handling this case to tell all parties involved to stay off the media. No interviews, no posts on social media. Anybody who does that again should be sanctioned. Because this is taking too many dimensions and directions, which is becoming sickening.
Yes. Talking about the judge, we heard recently too that Naira Marley and Sam Larry have been acquitted and they are free now. And it's interesting because Naira Marley made a post also accusing Wunmi, that is Mohbad's wife, of not being truthful, of hiding some facts, of why is she lying, why is she not being honest, and then she lied against them to put them at the forefront for something that she actually knew that they didn't have a hand in. From day one, from day one, because there was a lot of dust and everybody's like, Sam Larry. But after the dust died down, it was obvious that Sam Larry and Naira Marley were not involved in this, could not have been involved in his death per se. They might have had a hand in other things, in the bullying. I think they should be tried for the bullying, but not for his death. It is obvious that they didn't have anything in his death.
Now, you people who invite me here, you should pay me for this one time. Because you recollect that from the very first day, if you go back to that program, I said they will not be able to hold Naira Marley and Sam Larry liable for any form of involvement in it. If you go back to that edition, I said it clearly. Because a lot of things happened at that period that also would have nullified those things, even if it was from the beating he got at that time that it happened. A lot of things happened. And then you now see the period between when he was last said to have been bullied and when he died.
And when he died.
Number two, before he died, Mohbad withdrew his complaint to the police against those people. He withdrew it. So that is one end. But let us even now say the police now decide to even investigate that. There is no link. No link at all.
Although Wunmi was saying that it was the effects of the bullying.
You cannot tell me it was the effect of that bullying. When we knew and we saw some clips of how, and just even confirmed those who were with him, including Wunmi, that there was a fight that day, or days before, maybe about 2 days or so before, where he got injured and refused to treat himself.
Yes, and that's what she was saying, that was why he refused to go to the hospital.
So tell me.
Because he was in fear.
Tell me, was it Naira Marley and Sam Larry that bullied him at that time? No, it was not.
It was not.
It was his friend.
It was his friend.
So how do you come to a point where, or a conclusion, where you now say, yes, he fought, he got injured, the injury blew out of proportion, and then we now try to manage it, but it was not that one, no. It was the bullying of several months back. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't tally. Ordinary, that's why I said, all of these people involved in this fight, they don't add up. They are not intelligent. I'm sorry to use that word. They are not intelligent. They are not intelligent. And intelligence is not about going to school.
It's not.
There's something I say to people. When you see some people with primary 6 education, their thought processes are clearer than some university graduates.
True.
Clearer. Very sharp. When Obasanjo carries himself, that's our former president, Olusegun Obasanjo. When he carries himself and he speaks and all the rest. Yes, when you need to go into certain details, he may not be able to compete with the likes of Professor Yemi Osinbajo, former vice president, might not be able to compete with Goodluck Jonathan the way they will approach issues. But you see that he's highly intelligent. Highly.
Yes.
And until recently, when he went to National Open University of Nigeria, he didn't have a university certificate. So it's all about you having this native intelligence, developing yourself to be able to know what makes sense from what doesn't make sense. The fact that somebody has brought a microphone to you does not mean you should be spewing rubbish. It doesn't. You mustn't speak on everything. And you mustn't appear on the screen all of the time. And what has made it worse is this gadget, the mobile phone that we now have.
Social media.
Everybody
has an opinion.
On everything.
Exactly. And they want to
have an opinion. And then when you now speak, and then we can't even make sense out of what you are saying. It's a shame. So I am still of the opinion that there should be a pronouncement, and immediately to that, these people should stop all this rubbish they are doing on the social media. They are just harassing a psyche.
Let us get to the root.
Let's get to the root of these things and get it over with.
Yes.
The police said, yes, we have DNA from the Obodo Oyibo, US. One locally too, we have it. Why are we wasting time? Why does it seem like a lot of people don't trust in the judicial system? This is one of it. Because there are things we can quickly manage and save time. And I keep saying it. Those that we learned from, be it the US, be it the UK, when you see their investigators approach the court, that case is already done. They won't go to court to go and start saying, we are going to look for more evidence. It's a done deal. It's a done deal because these things shouldn't take this much time to say this was what happened to this guy. It's a matter of doing your investigation properly, pulling in the people involved, subjecting them to questioning, and getting the truth out of them. But some people say something that I don't believe in. They say it is only the cases in which the police don't have interest that takes long. But we might begin to look at that again to see if that is so. Because I'm not sure this is a case where there are some people who have been in detention till now. The nurse, for instance. She's there.
Is she still in detention?
She can't be released. Because it's been proven to an extent that that guy died from certain
reaction.
So, if you keep her for 2, 3, 4, 5 years in detention, and then you now take her eventually to court and she's tried and she's found not guilty, what happens to her? That is why I don't blame the likes of Naira Marley and Sam Larry, who are upset because at some point they were also taken into custody.
Yes.
They spent some days in police custody. How did they feel after all of this? And then just some 2 weeks ago, after this death, how many years ago? And then you are saying they are not guilty. Even the torture alone is enough.
And the name shaming, like,
Yeah,
you know, they
because
batter their integrity
it's
and
going
all.
to, no matter what they do now, it's going to be difficult for them to fully get
Exactly.
into
you know,
the
Nigerians don't forgive.
into the entertainment space again. It's going to be difficult. They can perform under one roof and get away with it, but it's going to be tough for them.
It is.
It's going to be tough. Since our brother Portable came out of his last, have you heard him again?
I know him not.
You know him. You are from the same state. You are from the same state.
No.
I'm even from a far away state, but because he's still my brother, I can't run away from it. We all enjoyed his music at some point.
Sir?
Yes.
Nobody
can claim, you can't claim not to know about 2 or 3 of his songs.
Yes, knowing about it is different from enjoying it.
Mean that you were, if you haven't enjoyed it, you will not have known how to sing it. It means the thing sank into your system.
No, when something is continually before you.
Exactly the point. Why is it continually before you?
It's not my fault. Everywhere you open now, as at that time, everywhere you open, you see him, everything you see.
But you can afford to quickly.
It was forced.
But you can afford to quickly flip and leave it.
I don't even know which song he's singing.
You may not know, but you know some of his songs. So when you get to that point and there is so much negative attention on you, it's difficult to get back into life. I pity those guys. I'm not really their fan. You know, the day I was told Mohbad died, I was like, who is Mohbad?
Really?
Then we went back. I went back. I checked. Oh, okay, he's a musician. Who is he linked with? I was looking for somebody and I discovered Naira. Okay, Naira Marley has been in trouble before. He went to perform during COVID. Oh, you know. So if we did not succeed in linking Mohbad with Naira Marley, he would have died a nobody completely. Because that thing, you know how many people die from those kind of wrong prescription and treatments every day?
Yes.
But we've linked him now because of the involvement of Naira Marley and Sam Larry. So I can imagine the kind of torture those guys will be going through. And for me, it's really time for them to also do more. Or for people to, let me say, forgive them and let them move on with their lives. Yes, they might have harassed him, they might have done this. But we don't even need to mention big musicians who were in the news of recent for harassing their band boys.
Exactly.
But they are getting away with it because they are who they are.
They made up before he died.
Apart from even making up, these are things that we know happen on the entertainment scene.
Yeah.
How many times have we discussed manager and artist dispute here?
Yes, true.
But people move on. But this one, they were the target because some people wanted to put it on them.
Blame, exactly. Yeah.
Without thinking,
harassment,
harassment, leading to somebody dying 3-6 months after. So what we should be looking at are those things. Let them go for the DNA. Let the judge, the coroner, make a pronouncement. No more social media posts, no more interviews. It was done in the case of Portable. He shouldn't speak to the press. He shouldn't do any video.
He
must. The only thing he can do now is to sing. If he speaks on that case, he's going to go in for it.
Okay, on that case.
Yes, he cannot do it.
Speaking on something else.
Yes,
can he keep
but
quiet?
On that case, he cannot. Because if he does anything, he's going to go in for it. So we should have some sanity. And let's know what actually killed this guy. Let's put it to bed. Let those who are not guilty be completely let off the hook. Prime Boy is also still there. Not as if he's in detention, but his name is still hanging. There are a lot of them like that. Can we let this end and let those who want to give Mohbad a befitting burial be able to do so? That's where I rest my case.
Thank you so much, sir. You have been very, very helpful. So I hope that the right authorities are, watching this, so that we can do the needful, because it's about time. It's about time. And you said that it's because the police is not interested in this case, because I know that
I didn't say so. I said some people will say so.
Some people will say alleged. Because I know, if the Nigerian police really wants to work, because we've seen them in some cases and we are like, wow, like, oh, so, something can be done this fast. So please, this has taken long enough. Let's call all the parties involved and let's sort this once and for all. Let this be the last season. We have enjoyed all the seasons.
The season films, yes.
Let this be the finale, please. And let this dear young man be put to rest. I don't know if he's resting. I don't know much about the afterlife, but we need to put him to rest. Thank you so much. And if there's more, definitely, of course, there'll be more updates, because like I said, this is the finale. I'm hoping that we'll be coming back to give you one last update on this Mohbad case, because we have been on it for a while.
We'll even be remembering him for years to come.
Definitely.
But
that will be remembered
now,
and that would be nice.
It's still trending on some
yes
platform.
I think I heard like he was nominated for an award. Yes,
it's still trending. So we can't forget him.
We can't.
They should let us bury this young man.
Yes. So
I have a strong feeling I'm going to be there on the day he's going to be buried.
Wow.
Please let me go and.
Yeah,
I never knew
nice.
before.
It's from my state too, so.
Yes. But Portable is not from your state.
No. So please like this video and also share, and don't forget to subscribe so you get notifications when we come out with that update that you are waiting for. And follow us on all our social media handles at The Eagle Online. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.